Hello everybody and welcome back to a very special video with a very special guest. If you are, I wouldn't say an OG viewer of the channel, but if you do watch my channel and you have done for some time, you might know of a challenge where Leo and I did a little bit of a quiz for Leo, or like I quizzed Leo, about which cars on the Swedish eBay page Blocket is the most expensive one and which is the least expensive one. And that is what we are doing today. We are doing Blocket, which is more Blocket edition to The Beckoning. And I'm joined here today, of course, by Leo.
Greetings, and you mentioned a special guest?
Yeah, that's you.
Oh,
That's
alright,
you. You know,
cool.
to all of us here on the Android Fanatic channel, you're very special, Leo.
Oh,
And did you see
thanks.
our garage tour? The first comment was,
Mm-hmm.
I think someone said, Leo in a video, this really is a special. So
Huh,
people do really think so, man.
fair enough. I'll gladly accept it. Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. This is always fun because this is
Mm-hmm.
Swedish car prices and Leo has to guess it from America. So that's why
And
it's a
I
little
get to
bit
prove
difficult.
that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's go.
But the thing that justifies you here a little bit though is that if you have something wrong, you can say no, but in the US it would be the other way. You
Mm-hmm.
know? Easy.
Yeah, yeah. And it's always interesting to get a feel for other markets too. So
So
definitely
if you do
into
not know
this.
the rules of this, guys, if you haven't seen the first one, what happens is that two cars are presented to Leo. He is then to choose which one is the more expensive one and which one is the less expensive. Well, just which is the more expensive. And also, there is some text attached to every car, of course, because that's what it says in the listing. And if there is any text that Leo wants translated, I will do my best to translate it to the best of my ability. And also, every single car that I have chosen here are from sellers that have at least one prior sale on Blocket. That does not mean that they have to have sold a car before, but it just means that they've had to have sold something on eBay in Sweden, which is Blocket. You're getting those rules, Leo? Everything sounds clear?
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. And it's
All
called the
right.
beckoning because me and Leo are gonna get closer than ever because I'm waving him to. All right,
Perfect. Perfect.
let's get into it.
All right.
All right, your first prompt. Also,
Ooh.
I forgot
Okay.
to say this will be just as long as the last one, just as many questions as the last one.
I think last one was 10, right?
I think
If I'm not mistaken.
maybe even 12, but it might have been 10.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. No,
Yeah.
this is good. Very nice. Okay, so Saab 93 versus Volvo S40. They're both wagons, or is the Volvo a sedan?
Um,
Volvo kind of looks like it's got a sedan
It's the
thing to it.
S40. I do believe it should
Is
be
that?
like, one of those half wagon things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the hatchback almost, but maybe
Yeah,
a little
I think
little
so.
more. Okay.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
C30 but bigger, I think.
Okay. Got it. Interesting. Okay. So biopower I see in the Saab, is that, does that mean, like, is it a diesel or is it,
I think so, yes.
okay.
I'm pretty sure most of them
That's,
are.
got it. That's interesting because we don't have passenger diesels here really. Like it's pretty much only like, pre Dieselgate Volkswagens
Ah,
and like pickup trucks with big diesel engines.
mm,
So that'll be interesting. I'm just gonna treat it like a base engine because it probably is
yeah,
pretty similar
175
to that.
horsepower.
Okay.
You can see
Yeah.
when it says HK, it means horsepower.
Hmm. Okay. And the Volvo is less horsepower.
Mm.
Okay. Um, is FlexiFuel also diesel? Do you know?
I think it's ethanol.
Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because we call it flex fuel in the U.S. So, okay, cool. So that would be gas with ethanol.
Right, I think so.
Okay, and only 125 horsepower out of that, huh? Um, okay. I think the Saab would probably be a little more expensive.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's starting to Saabs are starting to be maybe not appreciating here, but they're definitely getting rarer
Hmm.
because they've been out of production for so long
Hmm.
and are they're only getting older. So
Yeah.
a nice one is not something you see every day here.
Okay.
Um, Plus, it's got more power, which to me implies that it is probably a higher trim level, especially if it's got more horsepower as a diesel
Hmm.
than the other car does as a gas engine.
Right.
Because I know diesels are like low horsepower, high torque.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say the Saab would. So these are both domestic cars for you, about 10, like 15-ish years old, maybe 15 to 20, somewhere in there.
I would say less. I think the
Like,
Saab is an '09 or something.
okay, so
And
14, yeah.
and then oh yeah, that's true. Wow, never
Yeah.
mind. And I
Yeah,
think
you don't like that, do you? No.
the Volvo is a little bit older. I think a little bit
Hmm.
older than the Saab.
Okay. Yeah, so interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm still gonna say the Saab would be a little more expensive. I would say, let's see, so about 15-year-old ish domestic cars. I would say the Saab would be maybe 2,500, and the
Okay.
S40 would be about 1,700.
Okay. Let's
I
see.
might be totally wrong, but let's go for it.
So you were
Okay,
right.
I was right. I was pretty close on the amount they were differing as well.
That is true.
Just not on the,
No, they're a little bit more
absolute.
expensive. I think
Yeah.
both of these are, they're first of all they're from dealers, both of them, so it's
Oh,
gonna.
okay. Sure.
But
Yep.
then second of all, they are look very good shape.
Yep. Yeah, like if that Saab were on the road in the US, I would absolutely turn my head at it. Just
Hmm.
cuz like it looks like a normal enough car,
Yeah.
but Saabs are just gone here.
Hmm.
So if you see one, you care, which, I do,
Yeah.
I would absolutely look, and I think most people would.
Yeah, that's interesting. For me, that's
Mhm.
such an everyday car. I see it all the time.
Yeah. Man, I wish.
Although the wagon is a little bit more rare, but I still see it
Mhm.
often. Uh,
Okay.
Anyhow, good job. One in the bag. Are
All
you
right,
are you
one
keeping
down.
are you keeping score? Can you do that somewhere?
I can keep score, sure.
Yeah, do that. So like 1 out of 1 or whatever.
Yep, I'm just gonna throw it in your DMs because
Yeah.
annoying you with ping sounds is probably good, right?
Yeah, I'm on Do Not Disturb, so it's no worries.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
Tried to get him.
all right, next one. You ready?
Well, I was born ready. Let's go.
Here's your prompt.
Ooh, okay. 520D versus a. Okay, so that Legacy is a diesel, which is I think it's a diesel. It's got to be, right?
I don't know. You know this better than I.
Well, so I know that the diesels were not sold in the U.S. by Subaru. So this is immediately familiar, but not.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, like 150 horsepower is about what the naturally aspirated 2 liter from those years made.
Yeah.
But I know they never put that in the Legacy in the U.S.
Okay.
and I don't expect they would have overseas. Plus, the hood scoop implies that it's a turbo, which would imply that it's a diesel.
Hmm. I see.
And as I recall, that particular diesel engine was not very good.
Oh.
The BMW looks like it's probably about a 2013, 2014 model, maybe.
I would say that's about right.
Okay. And so the Legacy's a little older then.
Hmm.
So that's a 10 through 12. Um, okay, I'm gonna let's see. BMW in Europe is generally where you would want to own them. So they don't have the stigma they do in the US. So it wouldn't have quite as much
Oh, it still
depreciation
does
either.
that
Does it?
BMW drivers are
Okay.
bad drivers. Yeah, that's
Oh
a
no,
thing here too.
I mean that's a thing everywhere. I meant
Oh,
like
okay.
the stigma of if you buy a used German car, you will be homeless.
Oh, okay. Oh no, that's not a thing.
Yeah, no, they all have that here. Like,
It says also, if you want to know what the flavor
mhm,
text is, it says
mhm.
Swedish sold, and it says
Okay,
towing hook.
okay, and navigation, I assume.
I don't know what Navi means. Many cars have it, so I'm guessing it's navigation.
Okay, it probably is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the BMW is gonna be more expensive,
Okay.
purely based on that it's newer and based on the assumption that the Subaru is a diesel, which is not a particularly good diesel engine.
All right.
Um, I guess I'll throw some prices. I suppose the BMW I'll say probably going for $7,500, and the Subaru for maybe 4,250.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see. Jeez.
You were right
Okay.
again,
Well, cool.
but the
That's
prices
good.
are a bit higher than what you expected.
They are, aren't they? Huh.
Mm.
Okay.
Car prices in Sweden
Interesting.
recently are very, very high.
They are in the U.S. too, but they've started to go a little bit back down.
Oh, okay. We haven't seen that
Um,
yet, I don't think.
Gotcha. Do you still have the listing for that Subaru up anywhere, by the way?
No,
'Cause-
but I
okay,
can.
well, if you
I,
can find it, show it to me later.
yeah, I will after the video for
Yeah,
sure.
'cause I'd be interested to get some more info on that. See
You,
if I
you
was
you
right about it
better
being a
remind
diesel.
me though.
I will. Don't worry.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
All right,
Well, that's interesting. Cool.
2 out of 2. Have you noted it down?
I have.
Good. Let's go the next prompt.
All right. Ooh, baby. Oh yeah. Here we go. These are some proper automobiles right here. All right. So we've got we got a 5-door hatchback Renault Clio
Mm-hmm.
versus a knockoff Subaru Brat.
Right.
Oh man. Okay. This is bizarre. Okay. I
Why?
don't even well cuz so neither of these were ever sold in the US.
Ah.
Um and like by that point both of them I don't think Skoda was ever sold in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and Renault had been out of the US for a good few years by the time the Clio made that generation of Clio made the scene anyway. So, hmm, interesting. So I'd expect the Renault to be like your typical like kid's first car that you
Yeah.
buy for like $600, and then
Exactly.
throw a set of tires on maybe so your kid doesn't slip on some snow and die or something,
Right.
and then you just go. And I'd expect the Skoda to be no. So that's interesting, right? Because that's kind of a weird vehicle. So I'd expect that to be almost a classic by now, especially because it doesn't look too destroyed. Like the bumper's faded, but the rest of it looks like it's in pretty okay shape actually. I'm gonna say the Renault is cheaper than the Skoda. The Skoda is gonna be more expensive,
Okay.
I think. I'm not confident in it, but I'm gonna say that. Um, I'll say the Renault is probably. It looks like it's dealer, so $1,400, and the Skoda is $2,000.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, that's dirty. Okay.
You were
Hmm.
wrong, but you were spot on with the price of the Clio.
Yeah, wow. I'm surprised by that. Okay.
But no, the Skoda is indeed less expensive by a
Okay.
little bit.
Do you see those like
I
ever?
have seen maybe 2 or 3 in my life of the Skoda, and
Okay.
the Renault I see every single day, like
Okay.
all the time.
So would you be like, is the Skoda something that you'd see and think, oh wow, that's kind of cool, or is
No.
okay? You would just think, oh, that's an old piece of crap.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see a lot of old Skodas. It's just I don't often see pickups.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking it would be something like that, right? Like a little bit rare and a little bit
Hmm.
interesting, and that would give it the edge. But apparently, it doesn't. Okay.
Um,
Huh.
well, that's 2 out of 3 now for you.
It's not terrible. I've done worse.
Did you note
Probably.
it down?
I sure did.
Good, 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 good. This is interesting.
It sure is,
But
man.
you were spot on with the Renault Clio. Like, the only reason you didn't get this, I
Mhm.
think, is because you thought the Skoda was more novel. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
So,
really expected the novelty of it to be, because you don't really see many pickups in general in Europe.
it's true.
So I would have expected it to be a little more expensive just based on, you know, if you
Hmm.
need a pickup,
Yeah.
you're going to pay a little bit more for it because it's not common.
Yeah, I guess not many people
Yes.
need pickups here.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, not many people need pickups in the U.S.
No, they
either.
just love them.
That's a whole different can of worms.
You ready for the next prompt?
Oh, I sure am.
Boom.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Somewhere interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Challenger with the shaker hood 5.7. So it's not one of the cool engines, just the basic V8 versus a Gran Turismo S. Oh man. See, now this one's something else cuz both of these have been produced in this body style for you know, these body styles each ran at least 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
So, huh.
I think
Now
they I think they both were close to 2015, if I remember
okay,
correctly.
gotcha. That would be okay. That would make sense. Yeah, for the Dodge, unfortunately, I think it makes a difference if it's like 2015 or newer. They get the much better interior than previous
Ah, I
ones.
see.
Okay.
I'll tell you the flavor text of the Maserati too, because it has some. Uh,
Okay.
it says it has the right equipment, which is the first thing it says,
Okay.
and then it says it has low mileage.
Low mileage. Okay. Cool. And they both look clean and well kept.
Hmm.
So that's not too much of a factor on either. Um, honestly, I'm gonna say that. Ugh. Do you have taxes based on displacement?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I
Because
know every car costs differently, per year.
yeah, because I would expect the Challenger to have pretty high displacement taxes, even though it's the small V8,
Oh
just
yeah.
because it's a small V8 by Challenger standards,
That is
not by
probably true,
you
especially
know.
in climate activist Sweden.
Yeah.
We probably have that.
Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna say that the Challenger is gonna be more expensive
Okay.
because the Maserati would have been sold in Europe, whereas the Challenger, I believe, you can only get if you import it from the US. So the rarity of it would be a factor there. Um, and I imagine some of the tax would be factored into the purchase price at some point in that, but I don't know that process at all. So it's there are a lot of assumptions, but I'm going to say the Challenger would be just a little more expensive.
If it makes a difference, I don't think any tax has to be factored into a sell price when
Okay.
you sell something. I don't know if that makes a difference for
Okay.
you, but I do believe that's how it
Um.
works.
It, so the hmm, I'd expect. both of these to be around like in the US at least, I would say like a clean facelift interior 5.7 Hemi would be probably, a 15 to 20 grand car, I would say. And the Maserati I would expect to be maybe a 20 to 25 grand car.
All
right? But that would be both for US sold models.
Yeah.
So I think the Challenger having been specifically imported would make it just a little more expensive. I would say the Challenger would be 22 grand and the Maserati would be 21. I think it's going to be close.
Okay, let's see.
All right. What the hell?
You were wrong.
Huh. Apparently, I was.
The prices are a bit different.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
I do believe both of these cars you have to import here in Sweden. I don't think any of them are domestically sold here.
Got it. Okay. So that would undo any advantage that the Challenger would have had.
No.
Or advantage? I guess disadvantage. Considering, importing is... I don't know how it is there, but here it's
very expensive.
To import stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
It's expensive and a bunch of legal hoops to jump through too. Yeah. Okay. Well, that one I kind of expected to be way off on, but I guess good to see that I was right, that I was wrong.
Yeah. So what do you have now? You have
I'm at
2 out of 4.
Yep, 2 out of 4.
All right, let's move on to the next prompt.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Boom.
Oh God. The Herbie Beetle. Yikes. Versus a GLK. Oh no. These are both vehicles that I prefer to perceive as little as possible.
The last part of the Mercedes flavor text, drag, means tow hook.
Tow hook, okay. Interesting. This is... It was do you know if the Herbie stuff on the Beetle was stock or was that aftermarket?
It's stock. This is the Volkswagen The Beetle, which is a different one, I do believe. And it's there were like different what do you call it, liveries, right?
Right.
And Herbie was one of the ones you could pick.
Interesting.
And they are more powerful. I think normal new Beetle is like 75 or something horsepower.
Oh wow, really?
So this one is more.
Huh. I don't think they sold any of them that were even as slow as this one in the US. So, I guess this one depends on how special the special edition Beetle is. These are probably both like early 2010s cars, I would think.
I think the Merc is pretty spot on 2010, and I think the Beetle is like 2012 or something. So
okay, yeah, so about the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Beetle has something cool going for it with the livery, at the very least. Whereas the Merc, I would expect to be just kind of a 12, 13-year-old. Oh, that's a nice car. Kind of SUV.
It's at least an AMG.
Well, that doesn't mean anything because they've completely diluted that brand. Like a GLK 220 is not going to be... That's not going to be fast. Like, it just isn't. I don't know. I think these are both probably like 8 grand roughly.
Okay.
Maybe the Beetle at 8,500. I think the Beetle is slightly more.
So you think Beetle 8,500 and Mercedes 8?
Yeah, about that.
All right.
I think so.
Let's see.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, hey, I was right. I got
Yeah,
it.
you were right. You got
All
it. You
right.
did indeed.
I'm surprised those held so much value because in the US, like a 2010 GLK, I would not expect to see cost that much.
Ah, interesting. Here, SUVs from like the 2010s, you don't get
Hmm.
so much under like 10 grand.
Huh. Okay.
Like the only thing that goes
Interesting.
under 10 grand would be like a Qashqai or something like that.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, and those are not amazing vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you
Interesting.
got it. 3 out of 5 now, right?
I'm very surprised. Yeah, the 3 out of 5. I'm surprised the Beetle is so much.
Yeah.
Like, huh.
199,999 Swedish.
Oh man, the well, good to see the trend of just
Yeah, yeah,
shoving your
yeah.
price on nines like is
It's awful.
culturally you know
Yeah.
transcends culture
I
one
think the
day.
Mercedes was 1799999. So,
Horrible. Okay,
anyhow,
very cool.
let's move on to the next prompt.
All
Good
right,
job.
let's hit it. Feeling good. Oh, EVs.
Yeah.
These are both pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
e-tron 55Q.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. I know what an XC40 is.
I
I
think
assume.
the Volvo
I
is
assume.
2017 and the Audi
Okay.
I think was 2018.
Okay, and I assume that the Audi is like a similarly sized, like small SUV type
It's a bit bigger than the
thing.
Volvo.
Is it a bit bigger? Okay. So like the XC40 would be like Q3 sized, and the e-tron would be like Q5.
I think so.
Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna say the Audi is probably more expensive.
Okay.
Um, it looks like it's at least on the outside. It looks like it's probably spec'd pretty okay. I don't know how well the Volvo's spec'd, but something about it doesn't stand out the same way. Plus, if the Audi's a size class above and like slightly newer, I would expect the Audi to hold a little more value, especially because it's not a domestic car.
Yeah. So
I
what?
mean, I don't know how you feel about Chinese owned Volvo now being domestic, but like, well, how is that viewed in Sweden, or are we treading dangerous waters?
No, because I think the general opinion is that the people who are upper middle class, they are gonna have like a newish Volvo SUV. It's the same as it's always been.
Okay,
Like
cool.
for this country, it's always been like if you are higher upper, I mean lower upper class, so like higher middle class, you have like
Mhm.
a newish Volvo. That's just how it's always been.
Okay, cool.
And then if you're
Interesting.
working class, you have the older generation.
Right.
uh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna lock in though. The Audi is a little more expensive. I'm gonna say probably 38 grand
mhm.
versus 34 for the Volvo.
All right, let's see where you are.
Let's see. Okay, well, I
You were
was right.
correct. Yeah.
I guess I'm still like way um overestimating how much these things are depreciating.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. The thing is,
okay.
a new XC40, I think, is a little over 100 grand.
Oh wow.
And the
Jeez.
new Audi e-tron, I think, is just under 100 grand. So
Jeez, that's crazy.
they're
Yeah,
expensive.
let's see. How I wonder how much a new I'm gonna look it up because like I want to see how much a new XC40 in the US would be.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because I don't think it's anywhere near 100. Looks like let's see. An XC40 Recharge Pure Electric. Looks like it starts at like 53 grand. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah, so I guess the starting price is so much lower in the US
yeah.
that it wouldn't have, in 6 years it would have fallen off to probably like low mid 30s, I would expect.
Yeah. That makes
So,
sense. That makes sense.
okay. Yeah, I didn't know the starting price was so high. If I had known that, and given that these are so new, I probably would have
Yeah, a lot of
gotten them
cars are very
closer on that.
expensive here. New.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you got the
it's
thingy right.
yeah. Hey, I'll take it. That's up to 2/3.
Four out of
That's
six,
4 out of
right?
6.
Ah,
Yep,
yeah. Let's
4
move
out of
on to the
6.
next prompt.
Love it. All right. Ooh, we got some.
Okay, so
We got two of the vehicles of all time.
I have a little bit to say about this because
Okay.
the Mercedes looks like it's not going anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it said in the not in the flavor text, but in the actual text, it said miraculously it runs on the
Oh
Mercedes
boy.
Benz. But it said like don't expect it to pass the test at all.
Right. It's not going to be inspectable yet,
And
but
the Opel Astra said, because I looked at the text there too, because I was gonna
mhm.
put these cars against each other, and
Okay.
the guy said, "I'm finally selling my Pearl."
So it's the world's nicest Opel Astra convertible versus the world's worst Mercedes bus
But it
that
still
still runs.
runs, the Mercedes bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna straight up say it
Mm-hmm.
right off the bat. I think the Opel is gonna be more expensive.
Okay.
Um, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because that's a like you don't see 90s cars in that kind of condition anymore,
Nah.
and they're starting to appreciate.
Mm.
A lot of them are. I don't expect an Opel Astra to be a particularly desirable vehicle, but the only thing I see on that Mercedes that doesn't need any work is the windshield. And I can only imagine how bad the interior is if
Yeah.
the exterior looks like
Uh,
that, and that's a lot of vehicle to restore.
it was
So
stripped out. I looked at the pictures.
okay, yeah. So if you're gonna try and restore that, that's a lot of vehicle to
Yeah.
restore and source an entire brand new interior for,
Yeah.
versus the literally probably the world's nicest Opel Astra convertible. And I believe was the 1.6 the nice one?
Don't know.
Because I would have expected an Astra to have like a crappy engine, and then the 1.6 would be the nice one or something. Because a lot of like 1.2 kind of engines and a lot of cars like that.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say the Astra is gonna be 4,200, and the bus will be 3 grand.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see. Oh wow, okay.
You were right.
Dude, that almost makes me want to buy that Astra. That's so cheap for such a nice Astra. What? Okay.
His Pearl.
His Pearl is only worth like $1,500.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I will say this that in general, this car, like many, like the Renault we looked at earlier, this also has like
Yeah.
my first car vibes for me.
Okay. Got it.
Because they are just as easy to find here, and you see Opel Astras all the time. Not necessarily the convertible versions. I haven't seen many of those,
Okay.
but like the base Opel Astra
Yeah.
1.6, I see all the time.
Yeah. Okay. And it does look like actually really nice.
Yeah, it
too.
does. I agree.
Like it looks like it's some old guy who's owned it since it was new, and
Yeah, I
like
think
garaged it
that's
and only took it out on the weekend in good weather. And
I think that's the truth as well.
that's actually like that's a cool car. I'm probably gonna get completely flamed in the comments for that, but I don't care. That Astra is actually cool.
But once again, you were right.
Yeah, I will absolutely take it.
What is
So,
this now? 5 out of 7?
yeah, 5 out of 7. Yeah, that's
Nice.
pretty good. Okay.
Is it
All
5?
right.
Yeah, 5 out of 7. You
Yeah.
only missed 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Perfect 5 out of 7.
Nice. Yeah, right. All right, next one.
All right.
Okay, so this one is a throwback because in the first quiz we did a classic Porsche versus a modern Porsche. So we're doing it
Yeah.
again.
Classic's more expensive.
Do you think so?
Oh, 100%. Classic 911s, I know them have been just insane on the market right now. And Panameras have always kind of been like they exist and people buy them,
Mm.
but a lot of people don't really like them. You
This
know?
is the electric hybrid, though. Just
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah. So it's new, sure. So it's probably $150,000 new, maybe somewhere in there. Um, is it brand new or is it used?
This is used.
Okay, so it'd probably be 120, and I would say the classic would probably be 140, 150.
Okay. Are you looking in that?
I'll lock that in. Yeah, I'm confident though.
Okay.
I think it looks like a nice classic done well, which I think is going to be reflected in the price.
All
And
right.
I'm
Let's
ready to
see.
be totally wrong.
Let's see.
Ooh,
You
okay.
were right.
Those are a lot closer than I expected.
Yeah, they're very close and very
Huh.
much cheaper than what you thought.
Yeah, maybe that might be another like U.S. market versus
That's true. Might be.
Sweden or
Might be.
versus Europe in general, really.
Yeah.
But huh. Do you know what year the Panamera is?
I believe it was 2017.
Okay, yeah, that depreciation sounds about right. Then if it was like what, like 110 to 130 new, I would
I
guess.
would say it's about 1.5 million Swedish new. So that
Okay,
would be $130,000, I think.
okay, yeah, so that's reasonable then. Plus, depending on options, because it's a Porsche.
Yeah.
So okay.
Well, another one to the tally, man. You're up to
You love it.
6 out of 8.
6 out of 8.
That's
Not
really
bad.
good. All right, let's
Not
go for the
bad.
next one.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm on a roll. Ooh, okay. Now that's interesting. Huh. Those are two cars that I didn't expect to see here somehow. So the McLaren was sold new in Sweden.
Swedish sold, yeah.
Yep.
And
Okay.
it says lift. I don't know what that means.
It's I would expect it to be like front axle lift,
Okay.
like to be able to clear, hazards. Um,
And then
I would
the
think.
the Rari says one owner, and it says newly served and 7 years of free service.
Hmm. 7 years of free service. Oh, so it comes with 7 years of free
Yeah,
servicing on the car.
exactly.
Oh. Well, that's kind of a good deal. That seems like the kind of thing you buy and keep for 6 years and sell for a profit. Okay. Um, and the 488 GTS is the GTS is like a special trim of the 488.
I think so, yes.
So it would be probably pretty comparable to the. Well, would it though? Yeah, I guess it would be comparable to the 720S. Huh. Yeah, I think Ferrari is probably going to be a little more expensive
Okay.
because the free service means A, they're confident in their vehicle, and B, service is something that Ferraris do like. So that's going to help. And yeah, and the 720S is a McLaren,
hmm
which is cool.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, definitely a cool car, but they depreciate pretty bad in the US.
I see.
So I'd imagine the Ferrari name carries enough weight that it probably helps them a little there too. I would say the Ferrari is maybe 185,000 and the McLaren is 170.
Okay, locked in.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Let's see.
Ooh, okay.
You were right.
They didn't depreciate as much as I expected on either count, but win's a win.
Yeah, you won again.
Dude, I just keep winning. Let's go.
Is this rigged?
That's Yep, it's definitely rigged. I'm up to 7 out of 9. Ooh,
It's
baby.
really good.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like way outside of what I know at all.
Hmm.
But to be fair, a lot of these are. So
Yeah.
good job preparing this, because half of these I have absolutely no idea.
You ready for
Oh,
next
man.
prompt?
Dude, yeah, let's do it. Is this the last one? Did you
Yeah,
only do 10?
this
Oh,
is the
wow,
last
okay.
one. And I'll
Oh,
tell you
jeez.
right now, these are the two most expensive cars on Swedish eBay.
You know, I believe that. The ridiculous, crazy one off versus ridiculous, crazy classic.
Mm-hmm.
The 250 GT California was the car from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, wasn't it? I think it was.
I never saw the movie.
No, you should. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I know. I have it on my
Um,
list, on my to watch list.
oh man, dude, I hate the list. It's so always so long. Okay, this is interesting. Huh. I don't really know what to make of this, because I don't think I've ever seen a Zenvo of any type for sale anywhere. I'm gonna say the Ferrari is more expensive,
Okay.
just because I know how ridiculous those are. Like those are like in the US, I think like multi-million dollar cars.
Mm.
I'm gonna say the Ferrari is 1.3 million maybe,
Okay.
and the Zenvo is like a million.
All right. Locked in.
But yeah, and I'm probably way too low on both of those prices.
All right. Let's see.
Let's see. Ooh,
You were wrong.
okay. You know what? Fair enough. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, that's very
Impressive
expensive.
though. Yeah,
2.2 million on the Senvo and
yeah,
2.1 million on the Ferrari.
yeah. Still though, those are, huh? They're pretty close in price actually.
Yeah, they are. They
Pretty
are.
surprised.
I will
Okay.
say this, that I would buy the Senvo any day if I had to buy one of them.
If I had to buy one, I'd take the Ferrari. So that works.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Like the Zenvo is kind of it is the modern supercar of the two, But you can't really use all of that on the road. B, it's so low that you'd have to be careful driving it anywhere, really.
Hmm.
You can really only use it on the track to its fullest.
Yeah.
The Ferrari at least is like more practical from like a suspension standpoint, and it's a more analog car,
Hmm.
which appeals to me.
I see.
I
Makes
just I
sense.
don't know. I like older stuff. I don't really like the direction cars are going these days.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Well, then that
Very
just
cool.
leaves one slide.
Oh man, how did I do? Well, I got 3 incorrect out of 10,
No.
giving me a score of 7 out of 10 or 70%.
I think last time you got 6.
6. Okay.
I might be mistaken,
Huh.
but I think so.
Well, hey, that's an improvement then.
Yeah, you're getting better. And this quiz was
I,
harder, I'll say
I
that.
like
I
that.
think so, at least.
Huh. All right. Yo, I'm pleased.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was cool.
But
I'm glad to see all of those. That's cool to see how different, but not really, the market is there.
yeah, right?
Kind of, I was shocked by how expensive like some of the like 10 to 15-year-old stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in today's car market, I'd expect that to be a little bit cheaper in the U.S. But
Yeah.
huh, yeah, no, very cool.
Well, there we go then. Well, thank you
Mhm.
all of you for joining us here on this sequel, and let us know if you want a third one. I always have fun with these,
Oh
and
yeah,
I don't
that'd
know
be fun.
about you, Leo. Do you think they are fun?
Oh, I think they're really fun. Yeah.
Well then.
I always love it when Anytime I can get some global perspective, I like that.
Ah, I see. Maybe, you know what? One thing I was thinking of is
Hmm.
if we were to do at some point a video, you and I, where we car spot
Okay.
on Google Earth.
Okay.
And then what I would do is, you know, prior to that, the like day before, I would put on my Instagram story, uh, you know, let me know where you want us to car spot.
That would be really fun, actually.
And we could
Yeah,
take people's suggestions and then we can go there on Google Earth.
I'm interested in that.
So I think
That
that might be next video.
might also be a fun stream if you wanted to do that. I don't know.
That
We can
is
hash that
true.
out later, though.
But that is very true. If I
If you have any ideas about that, watchers, please drop a comment. Do you think it would be a more fun stream or video? Or
Yeah, true.
yeah, if it's up power to the people, right?
Yeah, right. Let us know.
Hmm.
But with all of that being said, thank you for joining me, Leo. Thank you everyone for watching. And yeah, as always, check out my Instagram page, my Top Drives Discord server. And if you want to support me, I have a Patreon and a YouTube membership. Check it out if you want to. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Until the very next time, stay safe, have a good one, take care from another, and goodbye, guys.